Hi, my name is Mike Zucker. I live in Brooklyn. I work with NCSY in Brooklyn, Staten Island, and I'd like to thank NCSY for giving me the opportunity to share with you a Torah on this week's Parsha. We see in Parshat Mikeitz that Pharaoh has a dream, and after he has his dream, he tells everybody, the people in the palace, his advisors, and everybody that wants to listen, to Pharaoh's dream so they can offer an interpretation. And Pharaoh does not believe that their interpretations are correct until he's told by the Saramashkin that when he was in jail, there was a this Jewish person, Nar Ivri Eved Lasar Tabach, and he tells him there was this guy in jail who was Jewish, and he had a dream in jail, him and the Sarah Ophim, and this Jewish guy, interpreted the dream for him. So he recommends that Pharaoh bring Yosef from jail and to interpret the dream. So we know that Pharaoh proceeds to tell Yosef his dream. And after Yosef interprets Pharaoh's dream, Pharaoh likes the interpretation, and he makes Yosef an assistant king. So there are two strong kashas, there's two strong questions that one must ask. Number one, how does Pharaoh know that Yosef's interpretation is correct? Why is his interpretation different than anybody else, any of the other Egyptians that gave him interpretation? The second thing is, so let's assume that Pharaoh knows Yosef has a talent for interpreting dreams. He interpreted the Sarah Mashkin's dream, and now he's interpreting his dream. So you take somebody from jail, somebody that you look down to, and you make him the vice king of an entire country because somebody has a special talent. I mean, what's Pharaoh thinking? So I was Zucker. I studied in the Mir Yeshiva in Yerushalayim, and I was Zucker that I saw and I heard shmuzin from Rabbi Moshe Tzaddik Kodesh L'Bracha, and he was bothered by the same two questions. I'd like to share with you the novel idea that Reb Chaim answered. Reb Chaim Shmulevitz itself saw from Yosef that he's different. One of the first words that Yosef says, Vayomer Paro Yosef, okay? Chalamti, this is Sheni, this is Perek Tes Vav, Perek Mem Aleph, Pasuk Tes Vav. I had a dream, no one could interpret it to me, and I heard that you can interpret dreams. So in Pasuk Tezayin, Yosef says, Vayan Yosef is Paro Lemar. Yosef answers to Paro saying, what's the first word out of his mouth? Biladai. It's beyond me, it's nothing to do with me. Elokim Yana et Shalom Paro. God will respond to Paro's welfare. Whoa. I ask you, Yosef is in jail. This is his big moment face to face to the king, mano a mano. One-on-one. If I was Yosef, the first thing I would tell the king, you have a corrupt system of justice. I was put into jail for no reason. I can't believe how you treat people here. I was framed. What does Yosef do? At that moment, when Pharaoh asks him to interpret the dream, Yosef is quiet. He has tremendous self-control. And what does Yosef say? The first words out of his mouth, it's Biladai, it's not about me. And he brings God into the picture by saying Hashem will respond to Pharaoh. You know what Pharaoh sees? Pharaoh doesn't know if Yosef's interpretation is correct or not. But he sees how he talks differently. His whole demeanor is different than an Egyptian. He saw that Yosef is not a person that's egotistical where it's about him. Yeah, Yosef could have said, yes, I've interpreted dreams. I've had my success in life, my downfall in life. He could have even said, well, it's based on dreams. With his brothers, the downfall, the interpretation to the Sarah Mashkin and Sarah Ophim, when he interpreted their dream, okay, the Sarah Ophim was killed, the Sarah Mashkin was sent free. Yosef could have said, listen, I'm a man about dreams. Yosef doesn't do that. What does Yosef do? Pharaoh sees what Yosef does. It's not about him. There's somebody else in the world that runs the world. When Pharaoh sees that, even though he may disagree, he's into idol worshiping, but he says, you know what, this is a different type of person. He does not speak like an Egyptian. He doesn't act like an Egyptian. So Reb Chaim said, a person like that is right to be king. Reb Chaim also quoted that the Alta from the Vardik, I think, said Biladai, that when Yosef said Biladai, that it's not about me that Pharaoh was going to make him king. And he says, no, he says, when he says Elokim Yanat Shalom, that God will answer Pharaoh's dream. So I want to tell you that one thing for sure, you see how a Jew talks, you see how somebody Yosef talks, and as a proof to this, that Yosef took nothing for himself, it wasn't about himself. In next week's Parsha, Yosef's brothers come, and Yosef is going to bring back his father and the Shvatim Teretz Yisrael to Canaan. Take him back to Mitzrayim. Again. And you know what happens? The Bnei says pasuk Perik Mem Hey pasuk Chaf Aleph Vayasuchem Bnei Yisrael. The sons, the Bnei Yisrael did. Okay, what they decided to do, they're going to go back and bring this father. And then it says, Vayitin lahem Yosef agolos al pi Paro. Yosef gives them wagons by the Paro's decree, by Paro's mouth, by Paro's order. Kasha is Yosef. You're running a kingdom. You're second in command. Paro gave you the freedom to do everything. You have to ask Paro to get wagons for your family to bring your father down. Paro would have cared. But the teretz is that Yosef took nothing for himself. It wasn't about him. Even to borrow wagons, some chariots, Yosef didn't take it. It wasn't his. He understood that those wagons belonged to Pharaoh, even though he was empowered to take them. But again, Yosef was the type of person where it's not about him. And this is what you see in the Parsha that makes Yosef the person that he was. Yes, we know that Yosef had an image as from his father, prevent him from doing Averis. But Yosef was still even greater than that. That Yosef, no matter how difficult his life was, whatever situation he was in, it was never about him. He understood that Biladai, it's not me, there's a Kadosh Baruch Hu, that everything comes from a Kadosh Baruch Hu. He lived it, he believed it, and this is why Pharaoh realized Yosef is different, and I can trust him to make him the king of Mitzrayim. I hope you enjoyed the Torah. I hope you found it meaningful. I also want to wish everybody a frail Chanukah, Parshat Mikeitz, Shabbat Chanukah. And just like we were Zucker to Nisim, the time of Chanukah, we've been Zucker to Nisim. Recently, the situation in Klal Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, we should be Zucker to many more Nisim. I want to wish everybody, as they say in Yiddish, a varm vinter, a warm winter, to be warm with Torah and Mitzvot. Thank you.